Hello again. Welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm going to be doing a completely different reading today. So today I'm going to be looking into the energies of your person. What would your person say if they could speak? So this will be for those of you who are not in communication at this time primarily, or those of you who are in little communication or hot and cold or back and forth communication. This could apply to divine counterparts, it could apply to soulmates, it could apply to obviously twin flames, divine counterparts, or to your person in general. So this is a more general reading and it's meant to be for fun. It's meant to provide clarity. Of course, we'll drop some truth bombs in there. And we're going to look at, the complexities. We're going to look at what's going on and what your person would say to you if they could right now, because a lot of you are in silence or no communication or very minimal communication. And I understand the frustration, but also you know that this is an optimal time for self-growth, self-awareness, self-knowledge, and self-love. So I know that you all are at the point, many of you are at the point where you're appreciating your solo journey and you're understanding this person needs to go on, this part of their journey. But let's go ahead and just tap into what would they say if they could. And you can also apply this to your inner divine masculine energy. My loves. If you're wanting a private reading, the email is listed below in the description box. You can reach out to me via email for a private reading. And you can also join our Patreon. So I provide extended content, bonus content, videos, written messages, written content as well, and updates in regards to the divine counterpart connections and energy updates as well. Astrology, all that fun stuff. All right, so overall energies here. Interesting. 5 of Swords. So look at this. We've got the Devil in reverse. I don't always read reversals, but I am going to read reversals, especially when using the Wild Unknown Tarot. So the Devil in reverse. So, okay. Very interesting to see that in reverse. The Devil, okay. There's the energy here of 5 of Swords is sort of like self-destruction. And then you have the Devil in reverse. And because the Devil is a major arcana card, I would say that trumps the energy of the 5 of Swords. This is more of a universal energy, spiritual energy, and this is more of the energy of what's going on in the 3D world. So this is more like 5D. This would be more like 3D energy. So the 5 of Swords is not an easy card. So I feel like what your person is trying to explain and communicate right now is that they're having a massive tower moment. And there have been distractions. I mean, look, you see, let me turn this right side up for a moment. You see this goat here. And you see the feet are on fire. The feet are red hot. So it's like your person's been walking on coals. And your person, it feels like they've been tested in so many ways spiritually recently. They really have gone through a spiritual purification process for the Devil to be upside down. One of the things also that's coming through to me here is selfishness has come to the surface for your person. So your person wants you to know that they're aware that they've had selfish ways, that they may have abused their power in some way, and that this has led them to the ultimate defeat, where they've literally been stripped bare and they've been stripped, free of all the distractions here that the Devil energy will tend to bring in. And they've suffered immensely. There's been a great deal of emotional pain and even just discord and discontentment that they've suffered as a result of their actions, as a result of their inaction, as a result of them, holding back from speaking their truth. Your person has really, really come to a place of just such surrender, because it's like they can't figure out what else can I do in this process? Like, what else can I do? I've tried everything. I've tried denial. I've tried pushing it away. Their feelings for you, but not just that, their truth, their authenticity of who they truly are. They've been wearing this mask to the world for so long, And they can no longer do that. They really are, or have become, or are becoming aware of the people in their lives who are devils, you know, who are the energy vampires, and they're steering clear of those situations, those energies, and those people. And I really think that it's important for the divine feminine here to understand that a lot of the masculines have been healing from addictions as well over the past year and a half, or, you know, nearly 2 years here, really since the end of 2019, but really when the world events started last year is really when the masculine started to go into this place of really deep self-reflection and began to heal their addiction tendencies. This is also, you know, the battle against their ego and their mind to create negativity or negative situations or negative thoughts. It's like self-fulfilling, self-defeating, self-fulfilling prophecies. They're self-defeatist. They've gone against themselves, right? It's like they went into battle against themselves, and it's always a lose-lose situation when we do that, because we are the ones that have to have our back in the beginning and in the end and through it all. This is also, not only does it speak about healing from substance abuse, but this speaks about healing from this addiction to the material world, to power, being power hungry, money hungry. You know, I've talked about it with needing things to fulfill you. So this has been the distorted energy that the masculine's been fighting for quite some time. Any codependency grips, like the grips that another person has had on them, or materialism has had on them, or substance abuse, that's also being healed as well. So they're making a conscious decision now to free themselves from the grips of whatever this addiction has been for them. I am also hearing that they feel like you don't believe this, or you don't believe them if they were to tell you that they're clean and sober, or that they're, you know, like, don't be surprised if your person comes back in after an extended period of silence and tells you that they, you know, went to a meditation seminar or retreat, or quit their job and packed up and sold all their belongings. And what is it? The monk who sold his Ferrari or something, that the book. It's like this businessman type is what I'm seeing, you know, with a suit and tie, turned bohemian, if you will, who wants to travel the world and experience life, and just wants to experience life instead of just living the day to day, and realizing there hasn't been fulfillment where they have been, and now wanting to go to that place where they can find ultimate fulfillment. And they're really truth seeking right now. They're seeking their truth. They're seeking to live a more authentic, aligned life. You know, when we're out of alignment, it affects us in so many ways. But a lot of ways in which the masculine energy is healing this right now is cutting ties to toxicity, to toxic partners, toxic relationships of all kinds, toxic jobs or job situations or environments, toxic thoughts, toxic addictions, I don't know if I said that already, and toxic behavior. So what is this person, how does this person think that you are observing them right now? Interesting. 4 of Cups. So this person definitely, you know, the Cups energy, we go into the realm of the emotions. This person feels like you think that they're a little greedy, like, again, power hungry, money hungry, and that they're not trustworthy. And like that this person thinks that you see them as somebody who like has to live this life of luxury, and that's the most important thing, and someone who doesn't have his priorities straight or priorities in order. There's some cutting energy here in this reading. They also think you see them as a bit apathetic towards the connection. So we're going to clarify that in a moment. Or that you took, like they took you for granted, that they took you, your love, your support for granted. Whew. Okay, let's take a look. Like someone who's just greedy and not happy with what they have. And can you please clarify the Four of Cups. Okay. When you thought that they were taking you for granted, what was really going on? Wow. Well, now we have the Five of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Daughter of Wands. So we've got some water energy here and some fire energy. Water is the cups and wands is the fire energy. So, Four of Cups followed by the Five of Cups. That happened in a reading last week where we had the same, concession. Now, when they think about you perceiving them as dishonest, as greedy, as disillusioned, as inauthentic, as sort of taking you for granted or like using you or abusing you in some way, your love and your affection, it makes them feel very, it puts them into a state of grief. The Five of Cups really talks about grief, and they're really disappointed in their behaviors and their actions and their inability to express clearly and not concisely, but clearly and effectively how they actually felt about you, and that it wasn't about their feelings for you, it was about where they were in their life. It was about their wounds. It was about the fact that they needed to heal and that they were acting from a place of ego, and that place of ego is the place where the wounds sit or the wounds are housed. So they just couldn't see clearly, and they couldn't communicate effectively because they weren't even communicating clearly or honestly to themselves. So this brings them a great deal of sorrow to think that they failed you. It brings them a great deal of disappointment and sorrow. But also there's an element here for you as the viewer to look at this in terms of what lofty expectations did I have of this person? And was that fair of me to have such high expectations? And why do I look to other people to fulfill my expectations or to, fill up my cup in some way? So this is definitely a lesson for you, viewer, as well. Querent, the person asking the question here. So when we step into this Wands energy, I really like the Nine of Wands. It talks about the long haul or the long run, right? I mean, you can see it's like, I always see this as climbing the ascension ladder, but there's obstacles. The wands here, there's obstacles along the way. Or you could look at this, it's really perspective. You could look at this as this is your spiritual journey. The wands represent the spiritual path. This is your spiritual journey, and that these are lessons along the way. So they don't have to be looked at as complications or obstacles. So there may be a lot of fear and doubt in the masculine's mind, but the masculine wants to communicate here that where you have felt that they disappointed you or they didn't meet your expectations, they want you to know that they are absolutely on the spiritual journey. So this is a confirmation if you've questioned, does my person, are they really on this journey? Are they really working on themselves, in this time of separation or silence? Or are they just sort of screwing around? Were they really my person? I feel like this is confirmation that this is a divine counterpart in some way, because this person they've doubted the journey as you have doubted the journey at times. They're very weary at this time, the divine masculines, guys. And they want you to know that they want you to know that they understand how far they have come, how far you have come, and that they're really incredibly grateful for the journey. I mean, it's like I just like see them breathing a sigh of relief here, like, you know. And to see the Daughter of Wands, that's the Page of Wands in this particular deck. She's a visionary. You know, that the pages always represent the beginning stages of a journey, and this would be the beginning stages of the spiritual journey. So it's like from the beginning of the journey, and now they're reaching the pinnacle, you know, the highest mountain top, they're summiting the mountain at this time. So this is like they've gone through, they're just showing you the journey that they've been on. And there's a lot of passion here with the Page of Wands. This is a page who's very ready, despite their lack. They have so much confidence and so much passion and exuberance, despite their lack of actual experience, right? Pages often lack experience, but it doesn't matter to the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands just is so ready for this journey and is, you know, chomping at the bit. This is about their feminine energy, because the Page of Wands often represents a feminine energy or a female, a woman going through a, you know, complete and utter overhaul and transformation. And it speaks about them really starting to come to terms with their feminine energy and their feminine side. So I really, really like seeing that here, because I think that they're trying to tell you what's happening on their journey. Why they've been silent, why they've been absent, why it's really been out of their control and out of their hands. They've moved through a lot of emotions. They've shed a lot of pain. Okay, they've shed a lot of tears. They've gone through anger. They've gone through disappointment, sorrow, fear. And I know you felt a lot of this as well as they're going through it, as you help them to transmute. So they want you to know that they are making healthier choices in the friendship department. They are absolutely making new connections. So they've let a lot of the old connections go, and they're making new connections. And they can feel that you may feel some fear surrounding this, that you may feel like they've moved on, or like they're searching for or hunting for another connection, another romantic connection. So they can feel this in you. They want you to know, they're trying to reassure you here that the connections that they've made are, I do feel like it's career-wise, but it's also new friendships. People, if it's a man, if it's or a woman, if it's a masculine that you're inquiring about, then I would say that they're trying to tell you that they've made new friends who may be other masculines who are guiding them along the path. It doesn't have to be romantic in nature. Yeah, look at this. Family, friends, and guides. They're absolutely being guided. Their ancestors are close by. But this, again, this talks about, you know, in spirit form, the spiritual connection, right? The Wands energy, the spiritual connection here. So they're being supported on both planes, on the higher planes here and on the lower planes. They're being supported. They have support all around them at this time, and they're very, very grateful. They're definitely living from an energy of gratitude at this time, whereas before I think they were living from the energy of why me, that the feminine has experienced also. And in fact, the feminine is experiencing sort of a revival of that energy right now as we purge that once and for all with this series of eclipses and this full moon energy that's coming up on the 24th here in 2 days. We have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn. It relates to our job prospects, our careers, the career path, where we're headed, our purpose. So it's a very sort of lofty energy. It's a very big energy in regards to the bigger picture of that aspect of our lives. What's happened is totally lost my train of thought there. Talking about the full moons and the eclipses. Completely lost my train of thought. Okay, hopefully it'll come back to me. That's frustrating. They're taking off the mask. Yeah, they're no longer aligned with who they used to be. So this person that you're inquiring about wants you to know how much they've changed. There's such an epic transformation in these cards. And they understand that they're going to present themselves to you in front of you as a brand new person, and that there may be a bit of a soul shock when that happens, because, or soul recognition, it could go either way, but you may feel like, where's the person that I knew? And so as they present themselves as this healed masculine energy, that will require you to also step up to the plate, which is why inner union is so vital, so essential, and so important. Otherwise, if they step up as this healed masculine and you're still in some unhealed feminine energy, it's not going to be a vibrational match at that point in time. Wow. The Ascended Masters are with them. This is wild. The Ascended Masters are assisting them on their journey. Their ancestors are ascending them, their light team. Again, the support on all directions, in all planes. They want you to know that the status quo is ending. You know, the status quo, which was, oh, the job that, you know, I make a living, I make a good living. The image that they were presenting to the world, that's now being completely cut out so that a new image can be presented. But they're having to learn who this new image is. So I feel like they want you to know that they're going through so many changes right now. They couldn't even possibly vocalize this or verbalize this to you, because they wouldn't even know where to start. It's like they feel like you wouldn't believe them necessarily. So instead of telling you, they want to show you. They want to come. They're preparing, guys. This person is preparing to come back to a healed version of themselves, a more aligned version of themselves, a more ascended version of themselves. And they cannot wait to show up in front of you as this healed version of themselves and just say, here I am. And so this person is wanting to tell you that, yes, it's taking time, and I know that I've kept you in the dark, but there's a reason, there's a purpose behind every single decision I've made thus far. It's like I can feel the anticipation. They cannot wait. It's like unveiling, you know, after a dramatic weight loss, if you've ever watched those shows, and then they unveil the person and the family and friends are like, oh, everybody gasps. And that's what's going to happen here. They're going to walk through the door and you're going to feel that the energy has shifted. It's going to be a complete shift and a new dance that the two of you will be doing from a much higher perspective and a much more aligned place. So I feel like they want to give gratitude here and thank you for being their greatest teacher, because keep on moving that as I go to grab the card decks here. So conflict and teacher. Yeah, there's been some stormy moments, some rough seas, and they're just sort of validating that. But they're acknowledging now that where they may have blamed you, or where they may have, you know, wanted to extend the blame outside of themselves, they're realizing that you were their greatest teacher, that you were illuminating the darkness and the shadows, that the unhealed parts of them, and they're so grateful now. They're so grateful for that, for you being their teacher. They recognize that in all the ways. So they no longer feel that fear of, you know, she's going to expose me or he's going to expose me. It's like they've already been exposed, and now they're excited to face their fears and to face their shadows. What else does this person wish to say to you? What else does this person wish to say to you? What are they planning or working on at this time? Wow. Well, look at that. They want you to continue to have hope. And I feel like they recognize that this is not necessarily an easy thing for you to do. You know, this is the Star card. And I always think this is the Sun card in this deck. And I'm always reminded, no, this is the Star card. The Star card talks about wishing on a star. It talks about your dreams, your wildest dreams coming true. Again, it's like the card of illumination here, illuminating the darkness, illuminating their own light, and solar plexus energy too. So the energy of where you hold your personal power, where you store it, where you empower your personal power, if you will. Can you do that? Can you empower your power? Where you revitalize your personal power, your own personal sun. This is, I mean, you remember both counterparts got the sun card yesterday in yesterday's reading. So here it is. I mean, the star card, the sun card, the star card, the hope, the 10 of cups, the feminine got yesterday. They want you to know that what they're working on is bringing joy and happiness into their lives again and into the lives of everyone that they encounter. They do not want to come to you unhealed. They do not want to come to you and repeat any of those old cycles that caused you and them both immense suffering and pain. They are committed to returning to you a very healed person. Wow. Accelerated motion, 8 of Wands. So they're working on coming to you in the physical. Memories of love, 6 of Cups. Wow. 6 of Cups has been coming up a lot lately too. So there's definitely the longing the counterparts are having for each other right now. You're having this longing for your person in the physical world, probably in your heart space too. You might feel a little achy in your heart space. Jaws are really painful at this time. Like, it hurts so bad. Like, my whole face hurts. The masculines want to speak, but they're not speaking. But this shows so much hope for the future, and it shows what they're working on. Look, they're working on being your wish come true. And they're working, like they're here, they're remembering. This is a remembrance of the love. It's the memories of what you two shared, not just in this lifetime, but in many, many past lifetimes. And the energy of 7 plus 1, I'm sorry, 7 plus, never mind. I can do math. Wow. 7 minus 1 though is 6. Okay, well, we have 7 plus 1, 8 and 8. So anyway, the energy of 6 is the energy of 8s here. Let's just call it that. And then I'm seeing 4s here as well. So yeah, definitely a lot of 4s. 8s and 4s. Yeah, the 8 of Wands. I mean, fast moving, wanting to come to you, like accelerated motion, accelerating your manifestation. So they're definitely working on manifestation. They're definitely working in the Wands energy, the spiritual energy, and they want to bring, they want this too. They want to bring this back into the connection. They want to bring the love back. They want to bring those fun memories back to you. Like, they're tired of being in this place also. They're tired of the back and forth, or the games, or the denial of the love that both of you have gone through. And just, they have been very stoic, and they recognize that, but there's a reason for that. They weren't really able to show emotion. For rational reasons, many of them were exiting relationships, but also for emotional reasons. You know, they were preserving their self. So what messages do they have here for you? Focus on the love. And the cards are flying all over the place today. Let's put this here. So focus on the love. Like attracts like. Yeah, they're saying be love. Be what you want. Be what you wish to attract. If you long for more love, be more loving, right? Self-love. It's inner child healing. So they're saying to you, heal your inner child and give yourself what you need, rather than looking to me or looking outside of yourself or looking to anyone else for that. Focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. Here, I mean, she's giving love to a dragon who would be a feared being. And the dragon has, you know, kneeled down right in front of her. And I think she's feeding the dragon, or nurturing the dragon, or just speaking to the dragon here. And they're sharing love. They're having a communication here, and it's based on, I think, 5D thoughts. So I think this is saying in the 5D, they'd like you to focus on the love and see the good in your connection. See the good. I mean, that's the 6 of Cups here, seeing the good and them seeing the good in you, seeing the good in you guys together in your connection. And instead of focusing on the fear or focusing on the separation or focusing on what went wrong, focus on everything that went right. They have any other messages for you? Masculines have any other messages? Do the masculines have any other messages? I mean, look at that. It's like the cards are literally flying out. Okay, put that there. I did have one fly out on the ground, which I'm going to take. Physical touch, a tender touch can mean so much. Yeah, 8 of Wands, they want to see you in the physical. They'd like to come to you. They'd like to accelerate that event of you two meeting and reuniting in the physical element, the physical world. They miss your touch. They miss the tenderness of your touch. They miss kissing you. They miss just being around you. They just miss being around you, and they miss the ease with which you two could communicate non-verbally, I'm hearing also. So one more card. You know what? I'm going to go back to this deck. Let's get a message from their heart. 6 of Wands, victory and success. Yeah, in their heart of hearts, they already know. They're replacing the anguish and the sadness and the fear and the frustration. They're replacing that and the longing. They're replacing that with positive affirmations. So they're hearing your affirmations in the 5D, guys. They want you to continue to focus on the affirmations. They're going to continue to focus on the positivity. They're in a much more positive mental space than they were. And they want you to just understand. I think a lot of this reading was for you to understand their journey and where they've been and everything that they're going through, so that you can just sort of soften your stance towards them and towards this connection and towards their growth and towards their ascension, and that you can just feel assured, rest assured that they're doing exactly what they're meant to be doing. Focus on you, focus on your journey, and this person is coming back to you and they're bringing in success and victory. So blessings, everyone. Take great care, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you soon.